All right, my dears, we're going to get started today and we'll do a mandala flow, which is one of my very favorite practices because as a teacher, I have to be really present. It's not rote or routine. We move all around our mat. And so, I don't know, when we teach yoga for a really long time, we can fall into kind of habits and the ability to just, you know, become in that automatic place. And mandala wakes us up to being really present as both teacher and student because it's not as routine. We kind of break all that up and move all around our mat. And so today, for a moment, we'll just settle our bodies and notice how we're feeling right now in these bodies, exactly as these bodies are, where we might feel tightness and tension and soreness, as well as where we might feel strength. And then also, like, can we feel into where we might feel weakness and not allow weakness to be a bad thing? Yeah. But embracing weakness as much as strength, starting to undo some of these narratives that we have to be so strong all the time. And take a few more intentional breaths. They might not feel deeper, just more intentional. We're aware of where the breath is moving, the quality of the breath, even the texture of the breath, perhaps the temperature of the breath. And for a moment, can we just feel gratitude for these bodies exactly as they are? So, both the spots that feel weak and the spots that feel strong, the spots that feel steady and the spots that feel not so steady, vulnerable, even. And that can be both physically and energetically. And we'll place our palms to our heart in any shape that feels useful right now. The head might bow slightly to the heart. And just again, perhaps there's a dedication we make for our practice and intention. That might just be to be present with whatever is true without judgment. That's a huge intention. And if we can do that for an hour in class, maybe we can even do that for the rest of our day, or at least notice when we're not. We'll open with the sound of an om. Om. All right, my dears. Let's come to hands and knees today. We'll come to hands and knees. I'll scoot myself back towards you a little. And take a few moments to inhale into our cow shape, and we'll exhale into cat. And we'll go back and forth in that way a few times. So the inhale is cow and the exhale is cat. That's kind of how we've been taught, most of us. You might invite in your Ujjayi pranayama practice. And then the next time you're in cat, stay there and inhale here and exhale cow. Inhale cat and exhale cow. Several more times this way, noticing how the breath maybe moves into your back body. One more. And then we'll start to go round and round a little bit, feeling into the hips, the low back, the side waist. Maybe they're kind of like circles. Feel free to bend your elbows. Move your weight forward and back, side to side. And then we'll go the other direction. And then when you're ready, we'll donkey kick that right heel up to the sky. Inhale. And then take that knee toward the right arm, in toward the belly, back up. So basically just doing a circle here with that right hip. And you can move at a pace that serves you. It might be slower or faster than I'm going, but we're focusing on our breath. Next time the heel is up, draw it in toward the belly first and then out and then back. So basically just the circle in the other direction. Notice for yourself, does this feel more awkward or is it about the same? Do you feel stiffness here or more openness? Just notice. And then we'll settle that knee back down. Inhale into cow. Exhale cat, but this time stay for an inhale in cat. And exhale back to cow. So combining the breath. Inhale here. Exhale cat. Inhale cat. And exhale cow. One more time. And then we'll kind of donkey kick that left heel up. Take it out to the left, in toward the belly, and back up. And we'll continue that way, just noticing the breath. And you can go at your own speed with the circles. Next time the heel is up, we'll draw it in toward the belly, out to the left and back up. Reverse the circles. And then coming back to hands and knees, let's bring our wrists so that they touch one another and our fingers fan out like a starfish. And we'll very gently start to do some circles. Then the other direction. And then have the fingertips face you. Heels of the hands might not come down, but if they do, try to bend your elbows. And we'll just sway side to side. And then release, maybe one at a time, bring the back of the palm down to the earth and squeeze and release the fingers. Some of you might be able to do both palms together. For me, I like to go one at a time. And then plant your palms for downward facing dog. You might pedal or sway here. And we'll settle for a few breaths. And then our right leg lifts, inhale. Bend the knee, spin the hip open. Breathe in here. Step that foot forward between the hands. Dip the hips. Lift your heart. Inhale here. You might use blocks. Exhale, straighten the leg. Stay for an inhale. Bend the knee. Make your way to the long edge of the mat. And then very gently bend one knee and straighten the other leg. So skandasana, flowing side to side. Might have your booty high. Might be able to get it down lower, just depends. I love that you're still wearing the baby wrap. Yeah. And then next time we're toward our left foot, we'll spin everything that direction. Dip the hips, lift the heart, breathe in. Straighten the leg, breathe out. Stay for an inhale. And bend our left knee. Look forward, breathe in. Step forward and fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, rise all the way up. And palms pass through the heart, mountain pose. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step back, plank pose. Plank can always have knees down for extra support. We're going to shift onto our right side for side plank. So you could stack your feet, you could stagger them. You could do this one like I'm doing, which I love, which is stepping that left foot halfway up and turning the toes out. Inhale here. Exhale, plank. Stay for a breath. Left side, side plank. You could have the left knee down or step the right foot halfway up, stagger or stack the feet. Inhale here. Exhale, plank. Breathe in, shift your weight forward. Knees could come down. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Same right leg lifts. Bend the knee, spin the hip open. Inhale here. Step your foot forward. Dip the hips, lift the heart, breathe in. Straighten the leg, breathe out. Stay for an inhale. Bend the knee. Make your way skandasana, side to side. Next time you're to the left, spin to face the front. Dip the hips, lift the heart, breathe in. Straighten the leg, breathe out. Inhale here. Bend the knee. Look forward, breathe in. Step forward and fold. Rise all the way up. Palms to the heart. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plank. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Left side, side plank. Inhale. Exhale, plank. Right side, side plank. Inhale. Exhale, plank. Inhale, shift forward. Knees could come down. Chaturanga, exhale. Cobra or up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Left leg lifts, inhale. Bend the knee, spin the hip open. Inhale here. Step the foot forward. Right knee to the earth, low lunge. As you come up, place your left hand to your left thigh. And your right hand might grab the left side of your head. We're leaning left. Breathing into that whole right side body. Can you feel that right side waist and low back a little? 2 more breaths, just like this. And then as you come more center, interlace the fingers behind your head, lengthen your neck. You might even scoot your left toes forward a little bit, tuck the tail, send the hips forward and lean back into your hands. Heart goes up, shoulder blades come toward one another. Belly draws in. Reach your arms up, big inhale. And then frame that front foot, straighten just the front leg, toes go up toward the sky, Ardha Hanumanasana. You might shift your weight a little bit to the left if you notice you're hanging out on the right. Lengthen the heart, oof. Send the sitting bones up. 2 more breaths. And then bend that left knee again. Place the foot down, tuck your right toes under. Inhale here. Spin to face the long edge of the mat, but this time feet are parallel, wide-legged forward fold, Pasarita Padottanasana. Maybe your hands go to blocks. Maybe your forearms go to the earth. See what feels useful. Next inhale, let's halfway lift. Spin to the right, facing the back of your mat. Bring your left knee to the earth. Come up, low lunge. And at first, we'll just place our right hand on this thigh. Left hand grabs the right side of the head, and we'll lean to the right. Feeling into the left side waist, maybe even the low back. As you come back center, interlace the fingers behind your head. You might wiggle your right toes forward a tiny bit, tuck the tail, send the hips forward, but the heart up, lean back into your hands. Draw the belly lightly in and up. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, frame the front foot, straighten the front leg, flex the toes up toward the sky, Ardha Hanumanasana. Maybe your weight goes a little bit to the right, especially if you notice you're leaning left, kind of coming out the pose. 2 more breaths here. And my dears, we'll bend that front knee, place the foot down, tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee up, deep breath in. Step forward and fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Bow again, exhale. Arms reach up, stand up tall, inhale. Palms pass through the heart, Tadasana mountain pose. Inhale, arms reach out and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step back, plank pose. Right side, side plank. Deep breath in. Plank. Inhale, left side, side plank. Plank. Shift forward, inhale, knees could come down. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg lifts. Bend the knee, spin the hip open. Breathe in here. Step the foot forward all the way up, crescent lunge. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, exalted. Exhale, side angle. One more time. Inhale, exalted. Exhale, side angle. And then inhale, star pose. Exhale, goddess. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale, star. Warrior two toward the front. Inhale, exalted. Exhale, side angle. Twice more at your pace, your breath. When you come back to warrior two, pivot your back toes for crescent lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, plank. Left side, side plank. Plank pose. Right side, side plank. Plank pose. Shift forward, inhale. Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Few breaths here. When you're ready, walker hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Rise all the way up, inhale. Mountain pose. Chair pose, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Cobra or up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog. Right leg lifts. Open your hip. Breathe in here. Warrior two. Find the pose. Straighten your front leg. Reach beyond your toes. Triangle pose. Notice your feet. Try to root through the four corners of each foot. Look at that deer. There is a deer munching right outside our window. Having a big feast on some flowers. Oh my word. Come back, warrior two. Inhale here. Half moon. Couple breaths here. And then land as gently as you can, star. Inhale here. Deer pose. No, I'm kidding. Goddess pose. Deep breath in. I know. Long breath out. I don't know. These deers are pretty bold here. Used to being fed. Inhale, star. Warrior two toward the back of the mat. Triangle straighten that left leg. And find your feet. Hinge forward at the hips. Big side body opening. Couple breaths here. And then back to warrior two. Ardha, half, Chandra, moon, asana, pose. Half moon pose. Right? Well, I could think of something. Warrior two. Oh dear. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, down dog your way. So maybe that's chaturanga. Maybe throw in a side plank. Maybe you just want to go back to down dog. So this time, lift the right leg again, open the hip, and see if you can shift onto your left forearm. Maybe walk your right hand like tripod out to the side, elbow up. You might stay there. Some folks feel on their head here. Couple more breaths wherever you are. And then when it's time to come back, walk that right hand back, lift the left elbow, step the foot forward, warrior two. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, side angle. This time, maybe a half bind, or for some folks, a full bind, whatever feels useful for your shoulders. Couple breaths. And then maybe bird of paradise. So half binds are invited to the bird of paradise party. You would just step the left foot forward and the hand reaches under the thigh instead of the forearm. And come up with that right leg. Try to find the root through the left and open the heart, and then maybe straighten the right. We'll all place that right foot down. Keep whatever bind you have, half or full. Try to lift the left leg, bound half moon. Gently star. Big inhale. And then forward fold, Pasarita Padottanasana. And just stay a few breaths here. Maybe your head goes to the floor. And if that's true, you could always stand on your head or stay in this inversion. Celebrate wherever you are. We'll all halfway lift and place our heels in, toes out, forearms to our thighs. Drop the booty low. Sway side to side. Keep the booty low, goddess. Inhale here. Full exhale. Inhale, star. Warrior two toward the front. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, side angle. Half bind by reaching behind the back, or maybe a full bind. And if you did something different on the other side, great. Honor what's here on this side. Maybe bird of paradise. Half binds would just step the right foot forward, reach under the left thigh with the left hand, and come on up. You might stay with your knee bent or straighten the leg. And then we'll place that left foot down. Try to keep your bind and lift the right leg bound half moon. We'll land back, warrior two. Inhale, exalted. Down dog, your way. We'll meet in down dog and walk or hop to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Stand up mountain. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Maybe chaturanga. To cobra or up dog. We'll all meet in down dog. Left leg high. Foot steps forward. Warrior two. Right arm goes underneath for eagle arms. In shoulders, you might hug yourself. Humble warrior arms. I let the head kind of the floor. You might think about the bending that left knee over the ankle. We'll release our hands, make our way to the long edge of the mat. Maybe thread the arms through. Maybe soften the knees. Let's all halfway lift. And set our heels in, toes out, forearms to the thighs, booty drops. Might sway side to side. Try to keep your hips low, goddess pose. Inhale, star. Warrior two toward the back. Now left arm under for eagle arms or hug yourself. Humble warrior with these eagle arms. Right shoulder goes toward the inside of the right knee. Head might be in the hands. Keep bending the right knee over the ankle. Release your hands, frame your front foot, down dog your way, your way. Left leg lifts. Open your hip. You might shift onto your right forearm. Left hand might scoot out like tripod headstand. You might stand on your head. You might stay right on here. When you're ready, both hands walk out. Left leg is high. Step the foot forward, warrior two. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. You might keep your hands on your low back as you come forward to humble warrior, or maybe they rinse out a little. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades. Crown of the head points down toward the earth. We'll release our hands, make our way to the long edge of the mat. I'm afraid this is full moon pose to the camera. Oh dear. Oh my. All right, here we are falling forward. Oh, Zoom yoga, gotta get over yourself. Mm-hmm. I know. Get over yourself, under yourself, through yourself, whatever works. All right, love. So we're going to go toward a different expression of Skandasana. Halfway lift. Bend that left knee and see if you can turn your right foot up, straightening the right leg. Take a few breaths. And then switching sides gently. Take a few breaths. As we come back to center, we'll set both of our toes out, heels in. Goddess. Inhale, star. Warrior two toward the front. Grab opposite elbows, interlace the fingers, whatever works. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Humble warrior. Hands might remain on the low back or come rinse out a little. All right, friends, we'll release our hands, frame the front foot, pivot the back toes, down dog your way. Walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Chair pose, inhale. Stand on up mountain. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Let's root down through both of our feet. Maybe lift the toes we have. Shift our weight side to side, front to back. And then gently kiss the toes down. Right knee lifts. Right knee opens. Tree pose. Arms might reach up. Right hand might touch the right thigh. You might lean to the right. Left hand could just reach, or you could grab the right side of your head. Come back to center. Arms reach up. Grab your right wrist with your left hand, step your right toes behind you, and kind of a curtsy squat over to the left. Come back to center mountain. Bring weight into your right foot, lift the left knee up. Let the left knee open. Tree pose. Feel your feet. Arms reach up. And then left hand might come to the left thigh as you lean to the left. You could grab your own head or just reach through the right fingertips. Come back up. Grab your left wrist with your right hand, lift your left knee up, and bring the foot behind the right, Shiva squat to the right. Come back, center mountain pose. Feel your weight on both feet. Reach your arms up, inhale. Fold forward over your legs. Halfway lift, inhale. Down dog your way. Right leg lifts. Bend the knee, bend the hip open. You might stay or flip your dog wild thing. Coming back, right leg is up. Draw the knee forward for pigeon. Scoot your weight back enough. Maybe by tucking the back toes under, inching the back knee back. Look right. Feel how that helps you to kind of level your weight evenly. Maybe you stay upright. Maybe your forearms are on blocks or the earth. Maybe you bow your head. And feel into the front of that left hip as well as the outer right. And then my friends, we're gonna sit off onto this right hip and bring the left leg up and then place the left leg on the bottom, right leg on the top for double pigeon or fire log. So remember, ankle to knee, knee to ankle the best you can, sit up nice and tall. We want the right leg on top because that's the one we just opened with pigeon. And this is another hip opener that can be rather, what's the word? Confronting, confrontational for some folks. And so we want to come just to that edge. We don't want to go barreling through our edges. Just notice if we feel some sensation, can we breathe here? And I don't want to speak for your body because we're all different. Maybe this is easeful for you. And then what I really like here is to place the right hand or forearm or even elbow to the right foot and twist off to the left. So if that feels useful, you might try it. I like it because then I can breathe into the right side of the low back and that quadratus lumborum muscle. What do you think, Em? Yeah. Elbow on the inner arch, you can get some good little points, reflexology points. All right, my dears, we're going to come back to center slowly and make our way back to down dog. So you might just cross your legs, step back down dog, or some folks might like to go through chaturanga. And then we'll lift that left leg, bend the knee, spin the hip open, and maybe flip over to wild thing. Come back to center, your left leg is high. Draw the knee forward for pigeon. We'll work with the back leg, trying to inch the back knee back some. Looking left makes quite a large difference in my body in feeling that left hip. I'm trying to imagine shifting my weight pretty evenly in center instead of off to the left or off to the right. Notice if that's useful for you. You might stay on your palms or your forearms. You might use blocks. I also like to play with pointing and flexing my front foot. And sometimes even lifting the heel and pushing into the pinky toe edge side of that left foot, that front foot. That feels useful to me. So just notice you can kind of play a little here with what feels useful. I know I like to turn my back toes in, so I'm always conscious of trying to keep that foot pointing straight back. And stay for a few more breaths, maybe allowing the head to hang. And then as we kind of sit up onto that left hip, we're going to swing the right leg up for double pigeon, but we want to make sure that the left leg is on top. So we'll root the right leg down and place the left leg on top, ankle to knee to ankle the best you can. That's really different for everybody. And then you might just sit up tall here. Also, if your left knee is way up, you might bolster it. I should have said that on the other side. You know, there's ways you can support yourself here. You can hinge forward if that feels useful. I prefer to go off to the right in kind of a twist. So using that left elbow against the left foot and kind of pushing them into one another. I feel this in my left hip big time, but also the low back. I can get into that quadratus lumborum on the left side. And when you're ready, we'll come up. And this time, my friends, we're going to come down onto our back. So we'll just put our legs out front and see if we can kind of easily transition onto our backs. And we're preparing ourselves for a twist. So I prefer a bolster between my knees for a twist. It just feels more protective on my SI. But if that's not comfortable for you, you can always just have knees together or even straighten your legs. You could straighten just the bottom leg or both legs. See what works. My invitation for you here is to maybe cactus the left arm and focus maybe even on that left shoulder and front of the shoulder and back, shoulder blade. And see if we can breathe up there. There's a light drawing in of the belly, only just to support the low back here. And we'll come back to center and pause for a few breaths before going to the other side. So just resetting the spine in a neutral position. Knees might be bent, feet might be to the earth. And then perhaps placing the blocker, pillow, or bolster between the knees. We'll twist to the left or any other twisting shape that you prefer for your body. And then perhaps we cactus that right arm. And so for me, this is quite different on this side than the left. And that's good information. It's interesting to notice. The side feels tight in the low back. So for me, I will draw my belly in pretty consciously here to support the length of the low back. And try not to push or pull, but just find more ease in this right shoulder so it gets closer to the earth, but it might not ever touch, and that's fine. And then we'll slowly and gently come back to center. So we'll rest for a moment here and just let the spine reset after the twist. So the final pose that I'll offer today is either Viparita Karani or shoulder stand. And so for those of us who have larger bellies or breasts, shoulder stand can be suffocating. And since yoga really is all about the breath, that seems harming to me. So for me, I like to place 2 blocks underneath my sacrum on the lowest setting, but you can use 1 block on the lowest setting or medium or even the high setting. I just like this because it covers more area and it feels a little gentler than when I put it on the highest setting. So if that doesn't work for you or you don't have blocks, you could go put legs up the wall too. See what works for your body. Our sweet M has recently had a baby Finn that we love so much. We're so grateful for. And, having a baby makes the body a new experience in yoga. So, how can we be honoring of our bodies as they change for many different reasons instead of striving toward a pose we used to do? And be with what's true right now. For me, I can rest and relax here so it feels more beneficial to me than going into shoulder stand and struggling for my breath. I like to think of this posture also of all that energy that we put out into the world by the path that we've chosen to walk, just coming right back into center and replenishing our well. So if you have chosen shoulder stand, you might at some point begin the descent back to earth, maybe through fish or however you like to do it. If you've chosen legs up the wall, you might stay there. If you have blocks 1 or 2 under your sacrum, you might just bend your knees and let your feet hang. And maybe you even feel some cool tingling at the feet. And I like to think of this as like drinking up that cooling energy, like you're taking a sip of cool water. And then the next place that we'll meet is Shavasana. And if there's any other thing that your body, it doesn't have to be a pose, but it can just be a little light movement that you want that will help you rest. Great. Otherwise, Shavasana can be on your back with legs bent or straight, can be on your side or even on your belly. And perhaps as you come into rest, you just notice if you feel any energy collecting anywhere in your body. And if you do, you might place a hand there. Might even rub that area and just notice what the practice has stirred up for you or settled for you. You're ready, my dears. You might come to a side if one calls you for a breath or two. Then slowly up to a seat. And as we come back to our seat, we'll bring our palms to the heart in any shape that feels useful to you right now. And we share these practices where we become really present. It really helps to create just a little more peace and awareness. And in that way, we create a little bit more awareness and peace in the world. In that spirit of peace, we say Shanti, Shalom, Salam, Amani, Maluhia, Irini, Shiakani, Jam, Pache, Paz. In the spirit of liberation, we say Ashe, Amin, Amen, blessed be. Kapu Aloha, in Lakach, Satnam, Namaste, Matakwi Asan, Black Lives Matter. Choo, choo.